Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from sections of solids. Right. Let me just read out the question and make you understand what has been given and what needs to be drawn from this given question, isn't it? Right. A hexagonal pyramid of side of base 25 mm and altitude 60 mm, which is resting with its base on HP and with a side of base parallel to VP. It is cut by a cutting plane inclined at 30 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP and is bisecting the axis. Draw the sectional plan of the pyramid and true shape of the section. So let me just extract the information from the given question, that is given data. The object is a hexagonal pyramid. So here the object is a hexagonal pyramid. Hexagonal pyramid of side 25 mm. Of side 25 mm. And the altitude is nothing but the height, axis height or axis, that is a long or axis length or whatever. So it represents the axis height. So axis height is 60 mm. Rests with its base on HP. So where it is resting? It is resting on HP with its base. So resting is on HP with its base. Okay. And with the side of the base parallel to VP. And the side is parallel to VP. One of the side is parallel to VP. It is cut by a cutting plane. The other name of cutting plane is section plane, isn't it? Inclined at 30 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. So the cutting plane or section plane is inclined to that HP, right? Inclined to HP at 30 degree and perpendicular to VP, and is bisecting the axis. What do you mean by bisecting? Bisecting is nothing but splitting into two equal parts or dividing into two equal divisions, right? In order to find the midpoint of that, isn't it? So bisecting nothing but splitting into two or dividing that into two, that is midpoint, right? So the condition is bisecting the axis. Bisecting the axis. Right. So here the object is a hexagonal pyramid. So pyramid according to the base of the pyramid. So look at the shape. Here it is a 6 sides. So therefore it is a hexagonal pyramid. These are edges or sides. These are corners. And what about this? These are triangular faces. 6 triangular faces. This is apex or vertex, isn't it? So here as far as this question is concerned, this particular pyramid, that is a hexagonal pyramid, is resting on HP. So assume my hand is a horizontal plane. So this is how it is resting. But resting with a side of the base parallel to VP. So this is side or edge, right? This is side or edge, which should be parallel to VP. So if I keep in this manner, this side, look at here, similarly here is also one side. These two sides are parallel to each other, right? This side is parallel to VP. This is how this particular object is being positioned as far as this question is concerned. In addition to that, a cutting plane or section plane is used to cut this object to see the interior of the this particular object. Here the section plane or cutting plane is 30 degree to 30 inclined to 30 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. So if I keep this plane, that is cutting plane, in this manner, this plane is parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. If I keep in this manner, now it is making some inclination with HP. Therefore, this cutting plane or section plane is inclined to HP and perpendicular to VP. So, the object is being positioned in this manner. This side is parallel to VP. Now, this cutting plane is used to cut the object. Look at here, bisecting the axis. Bisecting axis in the sense, dividing that particular axis into two equal division. That means to point the midpoint. So, somewhere here. The midpoint would be somewhere here. So, this particular plane is used to cut at 30 degree. So, this is how I am going to cut this object, the hexagonal pyramid. This is how I am going to cut this object. Right. So, just watch carefully how I am going to do the projections here. So, let me just draw the XY line. So, which is nothing but the reference line. Above XY is VP, below is HP. You all know how to draw the hexagon, isn't it? So, it's very easy. So, here the side is parallel to VP. So, therefore, you have to start in this manner. So, this is 25 mm. Now, take 25 as radius in your compass, keeping at here, cut an arc, keeping at this end and cut an arc. Now, you got a center here. Without changing the radius of 25 mm, this is center, go for a circle, right, go for a circle. Now, without changing the radius, just keep it at here, cut an arc. Similarly, just go on cutting the points on the periphery of the circle. Now, connect all the intersection points. By doing so, you will get a hexagonal shape. So, this is what I am going to draw here. Right? This is a method how to construct the shape of the hexagonal shape, the pyramid. Right? So, now, this is the side which is parallel to VP. So, this is what the hexagon, right? So, this is a hexagonal shape. Now, this is a pyramid, isn't it? So, you need to have the apex or vertex. So, for which by connecting the diagonals, you will get the center here. That is the apex O. Now, connect all the corners to the center. By doing so, you get a hexagonal pyramid. Now, I need to mark the corners. So, it starts from here A, B, C, D, E, F. As being pyramid, it has only one base, and in the center, it is a apex or vertex, isn't it? Right. Next, what I have to do is I have to draw the front view. So, let me just project everything vertically upwards. So, B and C will fall on the same line. So, this is the axis, and C and E intersects on the same line. So, let me just extend everything upwards. Here, this is the axis. Axis needs to be denoted by long line dot long line, isn't it? So, long line dot long line dot long line dot long line. So, what is the axis height of this particular object? It is 60 mm. So, take 60 mm from the reference line and cut an arc somewhere here. Now, I am going to close the boundary. So, this is the shape you will get it in the front view. When you look at from here, BO is visible, CO is visible, AO is visible, DO is visible, right? So, this may be O dash. So AO is visible, so therefore this is AO. Next BO is visible, therefore just draw a line, that is slant line connecting BO. BO is visible. CO is visible, just draw a slant line and this is CO, and DO is also visible, therefore this is D. What about EO and FO? Both are invisible, and EO is right behind CO, therefore EO is invisible. And look at here, FO is right behind BO, therefore FO is invisible. FO is invisible within the bracket. See, as far as sections of solid is concerned, don't draw anything dark. That means the top view and the front view, you should not draw anything dark till you cut the object. Once you cut the object by using the cutting plane or section plane, whatever the remained portion, that needs to be drawn as a dark line. The removed portion should be drawn as very thin line. Right. So this object has been drawn, that is the top view, and the front view has been drawn here. Next, what is next? Here the topic is section of solids, therefore the cutting plane is used to cut the object. Here it is says the cutting plane or section plane is inclined 30 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP and bisecting the axis. What did I tell you? Bisecting means dividing that into two equal divisions or two equal parts. That is in order to find the midpoint of that particular axis. Right. So measure the total height of the axis is 60. Therefore from the apex take 30. Somewhere here. So this could be 30. This could be 30 mm. So bisecting is nothing but dividing that axis into two equal divisions, or in order to find the midpoint of it, 30. Here the section plane is inclined 30 degree to HP. So draw a horizontal line on the 30 mm from the apex, right? So keep your protractor in this manner. Now take 30 mm from the horizontal, something like this. Now draw a line passing through the point which has been selected on the or chosen on the axis. So draw a thin line passing through this, something like this. And as you know, the cutting plane is used, so you will have to show the representation, that is dot and the widen of the long line. So this represents the cutting plane. Now dark it. Draw dark lines. So whatever I am doing it now is the remained portion. These are remained portion. And what about this portion? This is remained portion, therefore this is a removed portion. Now by using the cutting plane, this particular portion is removed and this is remained, and new edges or corners been formed by cutting the hexagonal pyramid. So look at here, see, as far as AO is concerned, only one slant edge, therefore only one new edge is formed. See, as far as here, look at here, OB and OF are there. Two slant edges are there. One is visible, OB is visible and OF is invisible, isn't it? So for visible, you just mention 2, and for the invisible, you just leave a bracket. Right? And as far as this slant edge is concerned, OC is visible, OE is invisible. So one edge is formed on this, that is OC, on OC, that is 3 dash. And leave a bracket, that is for the invisible, that is for the OE. And let's move to the next one, that is OD. OD is only one slant edge, therefore only one new point is generated. And let me just come from the now left to right, while I just marking the invisible new edges, I need to start from the right to left. So this could be 5 dash and this could be 6 dash. So totally 6 new corners have been formed by cutting the particular object. So this is the sectional front view. What about the top view? It is been specified, draw the sectional plan. Sectional plan is nothing but the sectional top view, for which I need to draw the projectors, which should be perpendicular to the XY line. So extend this line vertically downwards. This is on OA. OA 1 dash is there. So therefore, just project it down till it intersects the OA. OA is here. Just project it vertically down. So here the point. This could be 1. Let's move to the next slant edge where I have one visible and another one is invisible. Let me just project it vertically downwards till it intersects OB and OF. So project it vertically downwards. Right. So as far as OB is concerned, 2 is there. So 2. Then what about OF? On OF, 6. The point 6 is there. So this could be 6. Let me just move to the next slant edge, which is OC and OE. On OC, point 3 is there. So let me just project it vertically downwards. On OC, point 3 is there. So on OC, point 3. And on slant edge OE, 5th point. So on OE, 5th point. Right. And next, the new corner or edge, that is on OD. Let me just project it vertically downwards till it intersects OD. And this is the newly generated point 4. Right. So now I am going to connect all the corners, that is edges, newly formed edges. That is 1 to 2 by using scale 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 and 6 to 1. So these are the newly generated edges. So this portion is the cut section. You need to specify with section line or hatching lines, right? Before that, I need to draw the outlines first. So the periphery, that is the base of the object, is a hexagon. So hexagon is visible. So let me just draw that as dark, and this particular cut section is visible. Now the slant edge, connect that slant edge. Right. So next I need to draw the section lines. So remove the unwanted lines, or construction line, whatever you have drawn, that remove that. And now I need to specify, that means the process of drawing the section line, which is nothing but hatching, isn't it? So hatching line should be at 45 degree and the gap between two lines should be 1 to 3 mm, right? At 45 degree, start drawing the lines of gap 3 mm, right? This is nothing but the sectional top view or sectional plan. So we are halfway through. That means the sectional plan has been drawn here. What is next? I need to draw the true shape of the section. Where do you get the true shape of the section? When the observer look at the object orthogonally to the cutting plane angle. That means perpendicular to the cutting plane angle. That is 30 degree, right? So I need to see the object orthogonally to the cutting plane, for which I have to draw a new XY line, right? This is XY. Now I need to draw a XY line which should be parallel to the cutting plane, and whatever you draw, the new reference line, that should not intersect the existing drawing. So this is X1 and this is Y1. Usually projectors should be 90 degree, right? So we'll have to draw projectors from the newly generated corners or edges. So it should be perpendicular to the cutting plane. So draw perpendicular lines from newly generated edges or corners. So extend it vertically upwards. This is the new reference line. Now I need to draw the true shape of the section, for which I'll have to measure each and every corners that means being generated, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a cut section, isn't it? So I'll have to measure it from the existing XY line, that is a reference line. So look at here. Now I need to measure it from the reference line to the one in a compass. And look at here where this line goes and it intersects on the new reference line. From here, cut an arc. This could be one double dash. This could be one double dash. Right? And point number 2, where the point number 2 is here. So measure it from the reference line to the 2. From the reference line to the 2, measure it in the compass and look at here where it goes, and here. And from the new reference line, cut an arc. This could be 2 double dash. Similarly, on the same line, we have point number 6. That is a newly generated corner. That is, measure it from reference line to 6 and look at here where it goes, here. From here to here, cut an arc. This could be 6 double dash. Let's move to the next one, which is 3 and 5. Right? 3 and 5. Measure it from the reference line to 3 with your compass. And look at here where it goes. Here it comes. From the new reference line, just cut an arc. This could be 3 double dash. Now measure it from reference line to 5. And from the new reference line, cut an arc. This could be 5 double dash. Now for 4, measure it from the reference line to 4 in a compass and look at here where it goes. From the new reference line, cut an arc, which is nothing but 4 double dash. Now by using scale, you connect all the edges, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 and 6 to 1. This is the true shape of the section when the observer look at orthogonally to the cutting plane. Right? So here this is the true shape of the section. When it means section line needs to be done. That is nothing but hatching at 45 degree of interval 1 to 3 mm. Right? So do so. Do hatching line or section lines. So with this, I have completed all the projection. That means the sectional front view, sectional top view or sectional plan, and this is nothing but the true shape of the section. So this projection is been over. Now I need to concentrate on the dimensioning. So first dimensioning, the side of the pyramid is 25 mm. So I need to specify the side as 25 mm. This is 25. Next, the axis side is 60 mm. So axis side is 60 mm. Over the dimensioning line, mention it on the center as 60. And bisecting the axis, which is nothing but the midpoint from the apex or from the base, that is 30 mm. You can mention from the base also because it's a midpoint. So from the top and from the base, it would be one and the same. Next, the cutting plane angle, which is 30 degree. Either you can mention it here by extending here till it intersects the reference line till here, you can mention 30 degree, or else you just draw or extend this line and draw a horizontal line which should be parallel to the reference line and mention this as 30 degree. This is 30 degree. If anything is missed out, you just carefully read out the question and whether all the dimensions are reflecting in the respective drawing or not. Next, what I have to do? I have to do the notes. Notes should be captured right bottom of the drawing. So with the guideline of 5 mm, All dimensions are in mm. All dimensions are in mm. So the mm should be mentioned in smaller letter, that is nothing but the lower case. Then the scale, what has been the scale which is used? But if it is a true scale, then you mention scale as 1:1. If you have considered any special case, that is reduced scale or enlarged scale, then the respective scale needs to be mentioned. So hope you have all understood how to draw the problems from the sections of solids. Thank you.